forest bathing, Charlotte and stuff. Christina Conroy. Welcome to Happy Stuff and Fluff, a channel for women over 50 who are getting happy and growing younger. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so, and remember to hit the bell so that you'll be notified when a new video comes out. Okay, well, first of all, I once again have to thank you so much for your comments and best wishes with reference to Charlotte, and I'm going to talk about her rather in a second. And no, really, I really don't mind however you want to contact me. In fact, I appreciate it. So please don't feel bad about contacting me. I love it. And more than one of you actually said, I wish more people knew about you and the channel. Yes, me too. So do I. I guess we could do with another Nisha, couldn't we? Or something you could do, actually, you could go back to, because I've done quite a few videos now, you could go back to perhaps one of your favourite videos and share it with your peeps. And maybe that would help us. If you could do that, that would be great. But thank you so much for that sentiment. It really encourages me to continue. So Charlotte, unfortunately, it's bad news. She is really quite poorly. She's in a specialist cancer care hospital at the moment, and she's being taken care of by the best team of people. We've been trying for a week or two now to get her into this hospital, and she's now been there for since the weekend, probably about 4 days or so, and so that's a positive. Obviously we can relax there, knowing that she's getting the best treatment she can possibly get. Now at the moment there hasn't actually been a firm diagnosis, and today she was eating and talking and ordering people around. So today was a good day. I will keep you informed. Now, if you remember, on another video, the last video I did, I talked about the fact that that the scenery on the way to the hospital that Charlotte was in actually helped me. And the very next day I filmed our journey. Now, I am not a vlogger, be warned. I'm going to show it in a second, but I might try actually at some point in the future. But I thought I'd film it for you, and I'm going to show you that in a second. But first of all, I was thinking, we know that being in nature makes us feel good, but this didn't just make me feel good. Consciously being aware of my environment and that scenery really helped me to get into the right frame of mind, if you like, for what was about to come on the way there and being able to relax on the way back. So me being me, I thought I'd have a look to see at any research that's been done about this, because some of you in your emails were telling me that you are going through very similar situations yourself. And so I wondered if there was any scientific research that I could tell you about, to perhaps suggest that you might try this and see if it will help you. So there's something I came across. Now, I apologise if I have any Japanese viewers, because I'm just about to destroy your language, I'm sure. But something called Shinrin Yoku, which we call forest bathing. Now, it's a term that means taking in the forest atmosphere, and it was developed in Japan during the 1980s and has actually become a cornerstone of preventative health in Japanese medicine. And now forest bathing is huge, and there's a huge amount of research showing that spending time, now here we're talking about spending time in the forest, because there is some, and have a look because it's so interesting, because there's something to do with the trees, something that the trees that produce that give you a feel-good factor. But it's nature in general, so it's about talking about, it's talking about spending time for me, in nature, but in a mindful and savouring way. Now, before I talk about those two things, just let me tell you the scientifically proven benefits of Shinrin Yoku. They include, I'm sorry, I've got my computer here and I haven't turned the sound down, so I'm sorry about that. Shut up. Okay, so benefits. Boosted immune system functioning with an increase in the count of the body's natural killer cells. Reduced blood pressure, reduced stress, improved mood, increased ability to focus even in children with ADHD, accelerated recovery from surgery or illness, increased energy level and improved sleep. Now, those people who actually use this as a practice, make it a part of a regular practice, experience deeper and clearer intuition, increased flow of energy, increased capacity to communicate with the land and its species, but in general, an increased sense of well-being through forest bathing. So, if you Google it and Google your area, I'm pretty sure you'll find a forest bathing group where you can go and someone actually guides you through the forest and teaches you or helps you to do it in a mindful way. Now, we haven't actually talked about mindfulness on this channel. I know it's everywhere, but I just want to tell you first of all what I mean by it, and this comes from Jon Kabat-Zinn, who's kind of the founder of bringing mindfulness to the Western world, if you will. And he says mindfulness is a moment-to-moment, non-judgmental, and that's important, non-judgmental awareness cultivated by paying attention in a specific way. So that is in the present moment and as non-reactively and non-judgmentally and open-heartedly as possible. So when we talk about living in the present moment and being in the now, as I call it, that's essentially what I'm talking about. Now, people tend to confuse this with savouring. So you might very often, or you may have even been to a class of some kind, or watched a channel where they talk about mindfulness, and to demonstrate it, ask you to eat one piece of chocolate, close your eyes, focus on what you're doing, so on, so on, so on. Now, they're confusing mindfulness there with savouring, because what you're actually doing when you eat that piece of chocolate is savouring. You need mindfulness in order to do it, because you need to be aware of what you're actually doing. Now, the distinction between those two things is it's mindfulness plus positivity. Now, I like this by Dr. Ryan Nemec. He says the distinction here is that savouring occurs when we deliberately try to enhance the positive. Remember, when you're being mindful, you are meant to be being non-judgmental. When you're savouring, when you add savouring to that, you are deliberately trying to enhance the positive in order to prolong a good experience. So it takes mindfulness to get us to our senses of taste or sight or smell, or even to notice the good in the first place. But then it's savouring, where we deliberately enhance that experience. So I guess that's what I was doing when I was driving through my favourite kind of scenery, which is not the forest, but I reckon if I started to do forest bathing, it would give me similar feelings as to that which I felt experiencing this scenery that I'm going to show you in a second. It's just a few minutes now. I know, in fact, I'll put it on now, then you can see it. And as I say, remember, I'm not a vlogger. Okay, let's go. 1 second. So here we are now. This is about 40 minutes away from where I live. Now, you have to bear in mind that on this day where I live, there was no snow at all. In fact, 15 minutes before this, we went through a town, no snow. And then you start to climb up what's called the Peak District. And this is, for those of you not in England, it's probably about slightly north of the centre of England, the Peak District. And obviously we're going quite high up here, but you can see how the snow is more and more snow. Now, if you're from Norway or the Scandinavian countries, you're probably looking at this and thinking, what's so special about that? But in England, in recent years, we don't seem to have been getting anywhere near as much snow as we used to get when I was a child, and I miss it. We've had the odd sprinkle this year, in fact, but nothing like this that you can see here. Oh, just looking at that, the blue sky, the sunshine, which you'll see in a second, stone walls. You know, I love stone walls and snow. What more could a girl want? Here we are about to reach the top and go over the top, and now we're going to start going down. And this scenery just envelops you, and it's awesome in the true sense of the word. It makes me catch my breath. It's exciting. I'm coming back to Scandinavia, to Norway, and I know there are some parts in the States too that I'd like to come to, where you get lots and lots of snow. Oh, I just love it. And so here, we're now coming down, and I'm ashamed to say, even though this is just 40 minutes away from where I live, the first journey across here for me was going to this hospital. It was the first time I'd ever gone this way, because there is a motorway that goes the same way, and so it's clearly easier to go across the motorway. And that's what I mentioned to you in the last video, because this road is very often closed because it isn't safe to pass through, either because of the snow or ice. Now, I'm sorry, you can hear some music that you shouldn't be able to hear, but I'm sorry, that's going to have to be edited out, I guess. But just look at that sunshine. Now it's annoying me, so it's surely going to annoy you. Just a second, let me see if I can get rid of my music. I love my music too. Oh yeah, lovely little streams and little waterfalls along the way, and the glistening snow. It was cold. I love that weather. Blue sky, sunshine and cold. And then you could see, it looked as though we weren't in England, the pine trees and so on. It looked like we could have been in an alpine setting. So that was the journey to the hospital, which helped me. Now, I'm not getting that now because, as I say, Charlotte's been moved closer to us, to a hospital that's in the almost in the city centre. So in order to get that lovely feeling, I'm guessing I need to try forest bathing. So those of you who've said to me that you're going through similar issues to Charlotte and my family, this is what I'm saying to you. You have to find your own ways that give you even just short moments of respite, pleasure, positivity, in order to help you and build you in order to cope with what it is you have to deal with. Okay, so I'm on that journey with you, obviously. And if you are not going through any of those issues, start doing the forest bathing, because it sounds great. It's free. I don't know whether you have to pay for guides. You'd have to check on that. But Google forest bathing in your area. Find a group. Because not only will it give you all of those things, it's also physical exercise too, which we're going to be talking about soon too. Okay, so I do want to continue with Happy Stuff and Fluff. I do want to continue updating you about Charlotte. You know, if best wishes alone could make her better, she'd be better already because of your lovely comments and the best wishes of everyone else, which I appreciate. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope that helped you. I'll be back as soon as I can. And in the meantime, remember, on the Happy Stuff and Fluff channel, we are getting happy and growing younger.